They would have put in the sweat box. He would have fucking ratted out all of us. We'd all got arrested at 17 years old for robbing a gas station.
And your life would have been a complete opposite direction.
It would have been ruined. Ruined.
Yep. Full bag of chicken nuggets, 20 double cheeseburgers, 20 McChickens, along with a bag of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup McFlurry mix out the drive-thru window an hour before closing 2 nights a week. Then we get baked up after work and plenty of food for everybody. Okay, that I posted to Twitter on the $20 chef and retweeted it from my page. I think you retweeted it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, if you currently or have worked a drive-thru, how much and how did you hook the homies up? Did they say a certain thing to let you know it was them, and then they got a bag of free food? And that was one of the first dudes who piped in, bro. That's what he gave away, dude. A full bag of nuggets. That's got to be 100 nuggets and 20 double cheeseburgers, 20 McChickens.
20 McChickens. I mean, that place is going to go bankrupt.
This guy gave away the house, bro. I know. I just randomly thought of it. I mean, I was at McDonald's and I was like, what if I had a homie that worked here? I wonder what the hookup would be, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Because I never had a drive. Like, I've always had my hookups are always at bars or like corporate restaurants.
Right.
So I never had the hookup at a drive-thru. And I mean, we gave away the house at corporate restaurants. We used to trade. I used to call up when I became assistant manager at Chevy's. I'd call up the other restaurants. I'd be like, hey, what's up? This is Shaun, I'm manager over at Chevy's. Yeah. I was wondering if you guys wanted to do some trade for lunch.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, hold on, no problem. Let me get the hostess. And you just go ahead and tell what you want. And I'm like, all right, you can send over, you can tell us what you want. And then that was it. And then the hostesses, we would send the hostess to go get it and do like, hey, Alice, do me a favor. There's just a go order in the window. Can you run that over to Black Eyed Peas and then just bring back another order?
I knew trade like that goes on all the time with people who own businesses.
Corporate? At the corporate level, yeah, it's on.
Between employee to employee, like, fuck it, let's do this.
The manager has the little comp card, dude, the GM.
Yeah.
Oh, man, bro. There's some good ones in here. I think that this guy said he worked delivering furniture with a guy who ran a Sonic. He'd double beep him on his Nextel, and the guy'd call and take the order and run it to the back door. The man burger was the beef, chicken, 3 times cheese topped with tots and chili on a bun. Oh, man. I gave away the house, though. I gave away the house.
I mean, I only worked at one restaurant my whole life, pizza restaurant that was literally right behind my house. I worked there my senior year with one of my best friends, and we ran the joint. Like, we were so good at what we did, like the owner just would put us two on, and we'd alternate delivering versus cooking and working inside. So on a Friday night, man, our friends would call in. We were like, all right, just call in what pizzas you want, like 4 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
But use a different name. So we wrote out the ticket, so every Friday night we'd all meet at my buddy Jim's house and come back with like 4 pizzas for everybody. We're like, oh no, the people just never showed up to get them. So we just wrote them off.
That's beautiful, man. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, not for the business owner, but I never, again, I think we've mentioned it before. I never jacked the mom and pop spots, just the corporate spots. Eh?
Yeah. But I mean, like, that pizza costs like,
oh yeah, no. I'm saying like that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all the shit that I did, the high dollar stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like a few fucking pizzas, whatever. But because it's dough, it's like dough and like $4 worth of pepperoni.
Right.
I mean, dough, it's fucking water, flour, and egg.
I remember a buddy of mine in high school, he worked loss prevention for Lazarus, I think it was. This, They still have Lazarus. I don't know if they still have them or not. But anyway, like a high-end retail place in the mall. And he was the loss prevention guy. He was supposed to be there to keep employees and customers from stealing. And this motherfucker robbed that place blind. He would always come to school and he would sell watches and like Oakley sunglasses and shit, like Guess watches, Oakley sunglasses, and just sell them fucking cheap as hell. But they fucking stole them all. I guarantee you. I mean, he had a side business going. Like he was making good jack in school. So I don't know at what point they had to catch up. Like, fuck, dude, we were supposed to have 50 new Oakley sunglasses. There's only 30 in there. Like, how many times can that happen before you get fucking fired? But this dude would come in with a new haul like once a month and just unload. I had another miss. Thank God this didn't happen because I was just young and dumb. But my best friend was working at a gas station, kind of in the hood, Mm-hmm. And he was like that same guy that worked loss prevention for Lazarus that ripped them off. He came up with a plan, like was talking about the closing procedures and stuff and how much cash they'd have or whatever. And was like, oh shit, I just said his first name. Anyway, he goes,
shit.
He was like, he was like, we can go there. Todd and I can go there and just come in and you just hand us all the money. And then like 15 minutes later, just call in, you got robbed, and just, give different descriptions of the people and the wrong description of the car and stuff. And nobody will know because he was like, well, our cameras aren't working right now. And we seriously,
how much cash?
I might have been like $500, $700 or something.
Yeah.
And we thought we were big time. We were going to pull this heist. And then something happened and the schedule got screwed up or something on that night. So we didn't end up doing it. And then afterward, we were like, no, we shouldn't do that. Like, well, how stupid were we? There's no way we would have got away with that. They would have put in the sweat box. He would have fucking ratted out all of us. We'd all got arrested at 17 years old for robbing a gas station.
And your life would have been a complete opposite direction.
It would have been ruined.
Yep.
Jesus. The dumb things you think about.
Dude, it's going to be easy, bro.
Yeah.
I'll just say
We'll just say it was two Hispanic dudes, one 7 foot tall and the other 3 foot tall. Like oh God, so dumb.
Man, that's wild. Well, dude, I tell you, one time I was so hard up in LA, I was like, I needed money so bad. And I was at a point where I was looking and jobs and everything, and all this wasn't happening. I don't know if I said on this show, but I went and bought a toy gun and I painted it black. And I was like, I got to rob somebody in an alley. Like, I have no choice.
Holy shit.
And yeah, bro. So I got it. I was driving around Venice Beach. Like, I got it. I'm going to fucking, like, my life, I'm going to be homeless. And I was, oh my God, everything, dude. I drove around for like probably 3 hours, bro, trying to figure out if I should do it. Who would be looking. And then I just drove away. I couldn't do it.
Oh, thank God.
Couldn't do it.
Can you imagine?
I just was like, yeah, because what if they had a fucking gun or something? Like, there's a million things that can go wrong.
Oh.
But I was just, that's the moment of desperation I was in.
Yeah.
And I just fucking nothing. Yeah. And then I feel like the next day or the day after, something major happened. I can't remember what it was. Something like majorly positive in my life.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
dude.
Jesus, bro. If that would have went wrong, because I think that probably would have went wrong and I would have gotten in trouble, because 2 days later, some really good shit happened.
Right. There's like a little angel on your shoulder came down and just whispered in your ear, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then this thing was right around the corner.
That was probably like 2008, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say 2008.
Wow.
I remember buying it, had a mask, a ski mask, fucking beanie.
Oh no!
I was gonna be full movies, bro. I never robbed nobody. I'm like, I just gotta do what they do in the movies. Put on a fucking ski mask, and here's my gun, kid.
Give me your money. What if you would have killed fucking Batman's parents? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it was a toy gun, so I couldn't.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I would have just got caught slipping like a fucking Momo.
Right. God. Yeah. What if it was the wrong person and they were like, fucking, they pulled out a gun or something, or even just fought back and then shit went wrong, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I get fucking arrested.
Like the person has a heart attack. What if the person had a heart attack and died right there? It's like, fuck, so many things could have went wrong.
Yeah, dude. That was a rough one. You know, LA should got rough a few times.
Yeah. It is weird though. When you get desperate, it's like, what am I going to do? It's this or fucking, you know, not eat, not fucking be out on the street. Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to rack my brain, look at that time frame. What I got that year comedy wise, because it was that close. And it was that, I mean, I remember I was just driving around and fucking, I'd see people. I'd be right, you know, I was roll up, kind of like, but I couldn't do it. I just didn't have it in me.
Yeah,
didn't have it.
My luck, I would like got the one guy that had like $2 on him, and then I would have committed this robbery for $2. Never mind, man. I'm just kidding. It's fake.
Nah, just kidding.
It's made out of licorice. It's not real.
You know, the reason I thought of it, I remember I had this one friend who he was really kind of like a reformed gangster, and he said that they used to do it all the time. They you know, stick up kids.
Right.
They just roll around fucking just sticking people up. But like there'd be 3 or 4 of them doing it at once, you know? And so he said 95% of the time, motherfuckers just freeze up, dude. They don't know what to do. They're just like, so that's when I was like, well, I mean, I got a 95% chance a motherfucker's just going to freeze up.
Oh, yeah. I think that's mostly they do, right? Mostly they do.
Yeah.
But
that's what he said.
Yeah. There's that one time. It only takes once. You get some fucking.
You know what? One day I'm gonna, because I'm still friends with him. I haven't seen him in years, but I'm gonna hit him up and be like, "Yo, would you ever want to just tell stories, bro, about your shit you did?"
Yeah, why not? See, I have this cousin, and he's been in and out of prison. He's getting ready to go back. It sounds like now, and this is probably his 5th trip. All the in between times, you know, he just ends up homeless and strung out. And he's been all over the country being homeless and strung out and getting arrested. And do I even want to hear the stories? Probably, because I'm into shit like that. But like, why? I just think about everything that he's gone through. He's definitely probably robbed people. At least strong-armed. He's a big, strong dude. So, you know, he's definitely done that. You know what? All the shit has gone down in order to survive on the streets for as long as he have, because he's done it. God, he's only 4 or 5 years younger than me, and he's done this pretty much off and on since he was in his early 20s.
You know, I have a cousin too that I could do that with, but I refuse to give that part of the. Like, I'm not cool with them, any of them. One of them didn't do as much. He was responsible for terrorizing my family and my grandparents and, you know, my mom's intermediate. But if I didn't have such animosity to him for wrecking so much of my family in the past, then I would do it. But see, I don't know what like. I just know that this guy like had my grandmother putting their house up for bail type shit. You know what I mean?
Well, no, he was like,
I don't know if
his mom's gone broke because of him. You know, like, and she had a bunch of money at one point. He's just with lawyer fees alone. That shit, you know, costs you what, $30,000 to have your kid represented in a halfway decent manner, at least $30,000. I mean, on big time felony cases, you know, like I have the same feeling. And like, I'll get calls from him every time he gets locked up. I'll get a call from the prison. I just got one probably a month ago, you know, from an inmate and I'm like, I'm not taking that. And then he gets in the cycle. He'll just keep calling and keep calling and keep calling and just not stop. So I finally, like in the 5th one, it said, if you want to, and then I start getting texts from the jail. That's new. They can pay to text and you can reverse the charges. So I hit no, and it said, if you want to block any calls or texts from this correctional facility, just hit here. So I did. That was new. Because before he would just burn my shit up. And one time I had to call the jail. I was still a cop then. I called the jail and I was like, hey, I got to stop these calls. You know, he won't stop. And I keep blocking it, but it cycles to a different number or whatever. So they were like, oh, no, we can enter in the system. And they blocked me that way. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I was like, what the fuck? And then as soon as he gets out, he would hit me on his cell phone, like when he needed money, and I would try to talk to him the first couple times, but you know, he's all strung out and talking crazy, and I'm just like, nope, got to delete it.
Yeah.
It's a block. I hate that because I love that kid, but you know what I mean? We grew up together almost like brothers, but the fuck?
Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do. Like if motherfucker picks a direction, you know, we ain't all going down that direction.
I know.
And when you're younger, the stronghold of like the family, you know, it consumes you more. Like you almost feel like you're trapped because you can't help. And then you start talking to yourself about how I could help. And then you make it like it's okay to do it, you know, like, and next thing you know, this person's got you doing shit and you just don't even think it's not. And you just could think it's okay.
Oh, I know.
Because of that, just that whole like, listen, I know family's important, right? And friendships and all that, but they get so skewed when motherfuckers start asking them to do things that will literally change their own life. Where they're like letting that whole, again, I don't know, a blanket of quote unquote family, and we're that word from togetherness to like suck you in. They use that as a tool.
Oh yeah,
you know, I watched my cousins do it my entire life. You know, and like now these motherfuckers, they don't get it that I don't consider you like we come from the same tree of human genetics, but that doesn't mean that I have to like you. I don't need you in my life, buddy.
Oh, I know, man. And it like when I was a young cop and he was first starting to get in trouble, I remember like one time, and I shouldn't have done this, but then I still had hope for the kid, you know? So his mom calls me and says, hey, Chris is in this crack house with this dude. She said the name and I knew the name. And I was like, God damn it. And I was like, that's a bad dude. And she was like, yeah, I know. And I'm just worried. Is there any way you can go over there and get him? And, you know, I don't want to put you in a bad situation, whatever. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I've only been on like a year and a half. Like, I'm risk losing my job over this kid or whatever. So I called one of my buddies and I go, listen, I got to do something kind of off the books. I got to go over there and grab my cousin out of this crack house. And I said, this is the dude's place. And he's like, oh, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, all right, I'll ride with you. And I was like, all right, well, just stay in the car. I didn't give you any information. If anything comes back on it, I just asked you to ride with me. So he rides with me. And I pull up to this trailer and I go in there and there's like fucking 20 crackheads in this fucking trailer. Wow. And I just walk in the door. I didn't even knock anything. I just opened the door and I walked in and I have, you know, police shit on and they're just all looking at me, or half aren't paying attention, half are scared to death. So I walked through the back and I'm like, where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? And they pointed toward the very back room. And I go to the back room and he's in there with the dude. And I just pulled this curtain. It was just separated by a curtain, this back bedroom was. And
you in full uniform?
No, but I had police shit on. So you can tell. I had like a jacket. Yeah. And I pointed at Chris and I go, get off the bed. Let's go. And the other guy gets up and goes, well, who the fuck do you think? And he starts starting shit. And I'm like, this is where it goes bad, right? Like he's not scared. And he's gonna try to fight me or something. This is where shit goes bad. And I was thinking, oh my God. So I just pointed at him and I go, sit the fuck back down, John. And he was like, or what, motherfucker? And I go, or you don't leave this trailer. And he was like, oh, fuck you. And I was like, this is a bluff, but I got to go for it. And I stared at him and I go, I will bury you in this back fucking yard. And if I have to fucking get rid of every fucking crackhead witness in here to do so, I'll do it. And I'll set this motherfucker on fire. And
wow.
And he was like, and it kind of scared him a little bit. He's like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. But he sat back down and I just walked out. And I put Chris in the car and I just fucking punched him as hard as I could in his chest. I was like, whoo. And I was like, you motherfucker, you just almost cost me everything in there. If that guy had to back down, shit would have gone bad. I'll get fired. I still might get fired if that motherfucker doesn't play ball. And He was all crying and everything. I'm like, never again. So I told his aunt, I was like, never again. I cannot, or told my aunt, I'm like, I can never do this again. Like it was too close. Shit almost went bad. I'm trying, I'll lose my whole fucking career. And I never did it again. But here I am trying to play crazy, like fucking movie cop, like a, Oh my God.
I'll burn this whole trailer full of crackheads, motherfucker. Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I didn't know what to say. I was like, I have to scare him at this point. Like he has to believe me. It's almost like Dirty Cop. I feel bad about even saying it, but I was like, oh fuck. Just trying to get my cousin out of there.